it's now the law, and it's a good law, and I want to thank all that made this law possible. This is coming from the hearts of the people of Illinois, a grateful state and a grateful nation to real American heroes. They'll never be forgotten.
Abraham Lincoln said that at Gettysburg in 1863, and November 19th, and our country understands how important it is to never, ever forget. And I have been here before. I want to thank Memorial Hall for letting us come here for this bill signing ceremony. It's a very important bill. And we also, as you know, have our memorial exhibition of pictures and portraits of service members from Illinois who have given their last full measure of devotion to us and to our whole democracy since 9/11. It's hard to believe, but back on September 11th of 2001, 13 years ago, a very horrific event happened in our country. And people lost their lives that day, and there were people in our democracy, men and women, who said and answered the call to duty. They said, "Here I am, take me." And they went forward to defend our democracy. And many, many of those service members who have lost their lives, we can never, ever, ever forget. It's important that we find ways all the time in Illinois to remember those who gave their lives in Iraq and Afghanistan, across this world, for American democracy. I think that we, the living, owe a permanent debt of gratitude to these heroic service members. They had an ethic of service. They understood that service to others is the rent we pay for our place on God's earth. And I think it's very, very meaningful that right here at this Memorial Hall, this year we were able to provide an additional grant to the Memorial Hall, a museum grant, to continue its good work, because we want to invite the people of Rockford, people of Winnebago County, the people of Northern Illinois, the people of Illinois, to come this coming week and look at the portraits of the soldiers who are here and see firsthand their heroism and their ethic of service. If you look into the eyes of each and every member of those men and women who gave their lives for our country, you see very profound, special human beings, and we must remember them. And that's really what Gold Star parents are all about. It's a very important, I think, ceremony that we have every year in Illinois and our country. The last Sunday of September, we honor the Gold Star parents who have lost a son or daughter in combat and in defending our democracy. It's a very moving and emotional day, and it's important that we gather as a family in Illinois to honor our Gold Star families, and we plan to do that again this year. But as you know, we have a tradition in our state of Gold Star license plates for those parents and siblings of those who have given their lives for our country. But there was sort of an oversight. The sons and daughters of those service members who gave their life for all of us, they were not by law allowed to get a Gold Star license plate. Well, this bill changes that. It makes sure that sometimes those tiny babies who I went to the funerals and saw firsthand, a grieving widow, lost her husband defending our country, and that little baby who might have been 1 or 2 in 2004 and 5, before you know it, they're going to be driving a car, and they should have that right to have a Gold Star license plate. So I want to thank Senator Dave Severson, who is with us today, and Senator Steve Stadelman, who have both worked together in the Senate to pass this bill. And then it came over to the House. I want to thank Representative John Cabello for his leadership there, and our new representative, Representative Letitia Wallace. Thank you for joining us. And I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the great work of Representative Chuck Jefferson, who answered the call to duty, who served our country, served us in the legislature, did a very, very good job, and helped pass this bill. This is, I think, a special day for the people of Illinois to honor those who came together in a time of absolute need for our democracy. Anyone who was alive on 9/11 of 2001, September 11th, knew we had to have heroes who came forward from all different parts of our country and different parts of our state. And they were there when we needed them. And some went to a faraway foreboding place. I've been to Iraq, I've been to Afghanistan, and they're very foreboding places and dangerous places. And for those who lost their life, for our democracy, we can never, ever express enough gratitude for that special service to others.
You know, those faces out there, all those faces, when you look at them, please remember that there are other faces today behind those, and we're here today. As a dad of a Illinois Air National Guardsman that was killed in 2003, I have to tell you, 11 and a half years ago, in a miserable, horrible storm, Lieutenant Governor Pat Quinn stood in line with about 500 people waiting to come and meet us and offer his condolences. To me, I was unbelievably impressed. And then beyond that, I was fortunate enough to work with him on the Illinois Military Family Relief Fund, which at the time we were the first to have that. And today we've got all 50 states with some sort of military family relief fund. That was because Governor Quinn initiated that program and hired me and said, I want you to help every state in the nation roll out a military family relief fund. That's what he had me do, and doggone it, that's what we did. We are so fortunate in the state of Illinois to have a governor who never, ever forgets. He doesn't forget my son. He doesn't forget everybody else's sons and daughters and spouses that are out there on those portraits. He just doesn't forget. That isn't the normal. I'm the Survivor Outreach Services Coordinator in Northern Illinois, and I work with 106 other survivor coordinators around the country, and I listen to them talk, and it kind of makes me sad that their states are not as progressive in recognizing our Gold Star families. But I'll close by saying, folks, we've done a really good job as a community, that when we're in the airport or out on the street and we see a service member walking down the street, we've gotten pretty good about going up and saying, thank you for your service. Well, there's another group of us, and if you're able to see one of these little things that's on my shoulder, one of these little pins, please walk up to them and say, thank you for your family's sacrifice. And don't be afraid to do that. We appreciate it because all we have is their memory. That's it. You know, and when you help us remember, that just makes it that much better for us. So I cannot thank Governor Quinn enough for his continued ongoing support of the Gold Star families and of our veteran community altogether. So thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Ed. Great job.